Good morning, everyone, and it is my pleasure to call the Advisory Commission on Charter Schools meeting Thursday, December 8th, 2022 to order. It is now 9:30. And at this moment, I want to read a couple statements to you. On June 30th, 2022, Governor Gavin Newsom signed Senate Bill 189, which allows state bodies covered by the Bagley-Keene Open Meeting Act to hold public meetings covered by the act by web and or teleconferencing through June 30th of 2023. Today's ACCS meeting will be held as an audio-video teleconference and will be broadcast through a live webcast and archive. Additional information about today's meeting may be found in the ACCS meeting agenda. During commissioner deliberation today, I will call on each commissioner by name. Please use the raise hand feature in Zoom if you wish to be recognized to speak. I'll make sure I look at that as often as possible. And make sure that your computers are muted at all times unless you are speaking. All votes today will be taken by a roll call vote. Members of the public who wish to make public comment may dial 667-770-1381 and use access code 433-7117 when prompted to call in for a given item or for general public comment. Upon dialing in, callers will be added to a caller queue. The operator will notify callers when it is their turn to provide public comment. Public comment will be limited to 1 minute. Members of the public who wish to dial in for public comment should view the live stream of the meeting. The number and access code will be provided before the start of the public comment for each item. Prior to making public comment, speakers who are watching the meeting through the live webcast should make sure the volume on their computer is muted to avoid echoing or feedback sounds during the call. Now, having said all that, I'd like to invite Dr. King to lead us in the flag salute.
Please join me in the flag salute of our nation. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you very much. All right, so welcome everyone to the holiday edition of the ACCS meeting. We've been giving weather reports where different folks are located right now. And I want to go ahead and say, I feel as if I should have a hot steaming cup of cocoa here as we have some holiday music in the background. So this morning, I want to acknowledge that our State Board of Education liaisons, Cynthia Glover-Woods and Sharon Olkin, are also attending the meeting with us, and I will ask them to share a few thoughts in just a few moments. Right now, I would like to ask everyone to please introduce themselves and the group that they represent, and we'll start with Andrea.
My name is Andrea Faisal, and I represent charter school educators.
And then Commissioner King.
Dr. Derek King, Charter Schools.
Commissioner Jones.
Erica Jones, I represent teachers.
And Commissioner Garbalino Mojica.
Good morning, Gail Garbalino Mojica, and I represent County Superintendent of Schools.
And Commissioner Austin.
Good morning, Jared Austin, representing parents and guardians.
Commissioner Taylor.
Matt Taylor, representing charter schools.
And Commissioner Farland.
Stephanie Farland, representing the State Superintendent of Public Instruction.
And Commissioner Sever.
Wesley Sever, representing superintendents.
And I am Mike Walsh, representing governing boards of school districts. I would like to, again, I acknowledge that we have our visitors today, and it's kind of a special day for us because we have several commissioners who are here with us for the last time. And so I want to pause for just a second. I guess it's chair privilege, if you will. And I would love to ask our liaisons to go right ahead and acknowledge those folks. We have a few things that they'd like to say about them. And I believe the order that we have is that Sharon, you'll go first, and then we'll alternate back and forth. So I'll step aside at this moment. Please go right ahead.
Thank you so much. And it's really an honor to be here today with you, where we can see, you can see me. I've been a fly on the wall, not secretly, but invisible on Zoom. And I just want to say it's such an honor to hear your deliberations and be part of the experience of the way you're thinking about doing right by all of our students, and especially in this time when we're trying to figure out how to implement a new and complicated statute. So thank you for all that you do. And I'm really honored to have the opportunity to thank a couple of commissioners for their service. And so I'm going to start by thanking Commissioner Faisal. And I said your last name correctly, correct? Excellent. So Commissioner Faisal, just for those in the public, is a representative of charter school educators, and she's been serving for the past 2 years. And in being part of this commission, I've been able to see that you ask just such insightful questions, that you care about sound decision-making, you're fair and balanced, that even in the short time you've been on the commission, you've made a big impact here. I just want to note that Commissioner Faisal, in addition to being a teacher, is also an attorney. And I think your sense of fairness and equity and inclusivity shines through in all that you do. And it's no surprise that you're an award-winning teacher. So congratulations for that. And we will miss your important voice on this commission, and really want to thank you for all that you've done to promote good work on behalf of schools, kids, and families. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it to Member Woods.
Thank you, Member Oken, and hello and happy holidays to all of you. I would first like to say during this gift-giving time, thank you all commissioners for the gift of time and sacrifice that you have given, not just this year, but for many of you, many years on this very, very important commission. Because again, we know that our hearts are about great schools for kids, and we know that great schools for kids look as different as our kids do. And all of you have sacrificed your time, your energy, time away from your family, as well as time away from your jobs to serve in this role. And on behalf of the board, I just thank you again for your gift of time and sacrifice. And I'd like to extend a special thank you to our outgoing commissioners. And I'm going to start first with Commissioner Gail Garbalino Mojica. She has served on the commission, I have here my notes, for 4 years. Gail, for 4 years, my goodness. And one thing that we do know, as she sits in that seat of county superintendent, she has a lens, though, for what the best decisions are, not just from the lens of a county office and not even just from the lens of a district office, but really for students and for all LEAs, charters, families, communities, and the like. We can always count on Gail to ask those very, very important and critical and thought-provoking questions so that as the deliberations are taking place, and again, commissioners, you guys have been involved in some very important discussions, not just this year again, but for many years, but even this year, things have been heightened. We can always depend on Commissioner Garbalino Mojica to ask those questions, to help probe deeper, so that the deliberations that you have and the decisions that you have to make is one that will be in the best interest of schools. So Gail, I say to you, thank you so much for your service. You have been a blessing on this commission, and your voice will indeed be missed. I'm going to turn it back over to Member Olkin at this time. And let me do say, as you can tell, we're trying to vary our voice so you don't just have to hear one of us all the time. So we've tried to get creative here in this area. I don't know if it's working, but I'm going to turn it back over to Member Olkin.
We could get more creative, and next time we'll do it in song version. In any case, I am truly honored once again to be able to thank one of you for your service. I'm going to speak on behalf of Jared Austin, who, as he noted earlier, is a representative of parents and guardians. He has been on the board, on the commission for 5 years, which is a long time. In the time that I've been participating and witnessing, I see a lot of joy in coming to these meetings and real sense of responsibility and commitment to doing a good job, preparation, believing in the importance of the work. Jared is not only a parent of students, but he's also a school leader. And so he brings his varied perspectives to this commission, which I think is really useful. And I appreciate not just in you, but in all of the commissioners. One of the things I see is this recognition that we all wear multiple hats, that we come with sort of a role that we're playing on the commission, but also we care about the holistic nature of our work. And I think it's really clear that this is a body filled with individuals who look at their work through multiple lenses and really care about the work overall. And I think Commissioner Austin, you exemplify that. So I just want to thank you for your service and good luck in what comes next for you.
And I have the pleasure to recognize our final outgoing commissioner, Commissioner Wes Sever. And he has served on the ACCS for the past 7 years. So I think he might be the winner here for longevity. I'm not quite sure, but thank you so much, Commissioner Sever, just for your dedication. Over the past 7 years, almost a full decade, you've dedicated your voice and your time to this important commission. I have that your voice and just really the even way, again, that you are able to take the issues, process the issues, also ask those critical questions is something that has been of great value to this particular commission and to the board itself. I was looking in my notes because I've had an opportunity to see you more on Zoom than in person, but I want to again extend our appreciation for you serving in a couple of roles while you have been on this commission. You not only sat in the seat of commissioner, but also in the seat of chair. And you did also step up when we had one of the chair, Brian Bauer, when he left and you came on board to serve in that role. And I'm sure as Chair Walsh can attest to, serving in the seat of chair just adds some heightened responsibilities and some heightened time to the work of the ACCS. And I, again, thank you so much for serving, again, not just in the seat as superintendent and with that lens of a superintendent, but really, again, with the lens of the best decisions that can be made for children in the state of California. So again, thank you. And we wish you all the best as you move forward in your next endeavors. And we do hope that your voice is one that continues to be echoed and heard as we continue this work. God bless you.
And with that, I will say thank you, Member Oken and Member Glover Woods, for those words. I will say a few things before we adjourn the meeting. But I do appreciate all the sentiments, and I will echo them again later. We'll move on now to review and adoption of our meeting notes from the August from our August 2022 ACCS meeting. At this moment, I will accept a motion to adopt those notes. Do I hear one?
I'll motion.
A motion from Commissioner Sever. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And I have a second from Commissioner Garbelina Mojica. We will take a vote. The motion is to adopt the meeting notes from August 22nd. Let's see, I'll go Commissioner Faisal.
Aye.
You were absent, I believe, in August.
Oh, gosh. Yes, that's right. I'll abstain.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Commissioner King?
Aye.
Commissioner Jones?
Aye.
Commissioner Garbelina Mojica?
Aye.
Commissioner Austin?
Aye.
I will also vote aye. Commissioner Taylor?
Aye.
Commissioner Farland?
Aye.
And Commissioner Sever?
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously with one abstention. All right, so members of the public who wish to make a general public comment for items that are not part of the agenda today may dial in now. Please call 667-770-1381 and use access code 433-7117 pound. You must enter access code 433-7117 pound to be added to the caller queue. At this time, we'll take a pause for an update on Charter Schools Division by Commissioner Stephanie Farland.
Thanks, Chair Walsh. Good morning, everyone. What I thought I would do today, I mean, we're continuing our work in the division. We're, coming to one of the, close to the final year of our PCSGP, which is a public charter school grant. We'll probably be running one or two more rounds beginning at the start of the new year. That's our goal, at least. And we have a little bit of a quiet time in relation to appeals. We don't have any on the agenda, state board agenda, until at least probably May. So we do have a break there. One of the things I thought I'd like to do today, we do have an oversight unit in my division, and we oversee the state board authorized schools. There are about 23 of those. And as you know, 1505 is changed the way that those schools will be overseen. So as they come up for renewal over the course of the next 4 or 5 years, they will all go back to the local districts or counties for authorization. So within the next 5 or 6 years, we will not have any charters left at the state level to oversee. But in the meantime, I thought, we do have some great schools that we are overseeing, and our oversight consultants do a great job of keeping in touch with the schools. We have monthly meetings. Sometimes we have weekly meetings, depending on the need. We do site visits. We're back sort of post-pandemic to on-site visits. So our oversight consultants have been traveling this fall and will continue to travel through the spring, visiting schools across the state. And I thought I would just share some of the fun news coming out of some of the schools that we oversee. Usually our oversight consultants are the ones celebrating with the schools as they meet with them and learn about some of the things that they're doing that are new or fun or exciting. And so I thought I'd pull out a few today and just talk about them a little bit. Celebrating both big and small achievements. We oversee Latitude 37.8 Charter School, which is in Oakland, and they have finally been able to move into their permanent facility this year. So that is a very good move for them and provides a lot of stability for the students that attend the school. So we're excited about that. This is a year late, but College Prep Middle School made the U.S. News and World Report as the number 8 best middle school in California. So that was awesome news that they received at the end of 2021. Academia Avance is another school that we oversee in the Los Angeles area. And they do have a college-going curriculum, and as of last month, 72% of Avance's seniors have completed and submitted at least one application to a 4-year university. So they're moving along and getting kids interested and prepared for college, if that's the path they choose to take. And then finally, the New School of San Francisco, and this is fun news, they started a brand new volleyball team this year, and they made it all the way to the playoffs. So that is exciting news for them. And we like to hear about all of the extracurricular and supporting activities that help students stay engaged in school. And that was an exciting bit of news to hear. So with that, I will wrap it up and just say that we continue to provide oversight for all of these schools and are always excited when they reach new milestones. So thank you.
Thank you. Again, I love stories whenever we have success. And so thank you for sharing that. All right. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open up public comment. We will take general public comment now, and upon dialing in, callers will be added to the caller queue. The operator will notify callers when it is their turn to provide public comment, and public comment will be limited to 1 minute per speaker. So at this time, do we have any callers in the queue?
Good morning, Chair Wolf. We currently have one caller in the queue.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, caller. Please state your name and affiliation for the record. Your time starts now.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Wade Ashbrenner. I'm with Altus Schools. I did submit a written copy that goes into greater detail, but I would just like to ask the Commission as they move forward in 2023 to look at the funding determination for SB 740 and how the pupil to teacher ratio due to the teacher shortage is coming into effect in charter schools being able to meet that, especially some of the smaller schools that have limited number of staff. And then also continue to be vigilant in their support of equitable funding for all types of instructional delivery that is delivered by charter schools moving forward to protect them from any economic downturns in the fiscal year coming up. And with that, I'll end my public comment. Thank you.
Thank you. And so if that was our only, could you please confirm that one more time for me, that that was our only caller?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Then the ACCS will, the ACCS will consider funding determination requests with mitigating circumstances from 2 existing classroom-based charter schools that have not had a prior funding determination. So people wishing to make comment on item 1 should call in at this time. Once again, just dial 667-770-1381 and use access code 4337117 pound when prompted. You must enter access code 4337117 pound to be added to the caller queue. At this time, McKenna Yui from the Charter Schools Division will give us a presentation on this item. So McKenna, it's all yours.
All right. Good morning, Chair Walsh and members of the Commission. My name is McKenna Huey, representing the Charter Schools Division, and I will present the item on today's meeting agenda. So item 1 consists of requests for determination of funding with a reasonable basis or mitigating circumstances from MIT Academy and Mare Island Technology Academy. These are both classroom-based charter schools. Pursuant to California Code of Regulations, Title V, Section 11963.4a, a charter school requesting a determination of funding may qualify for either 70%, 85%, or 100% funding for their non-classroom-based instruction, or they may be denied and receive 0% funding. The expenditure and pupil-to-teacher ratio criteria for all funding levels for non-classroom-based instruction are summarized in the table on this slide. So neither MIT Academy nor Mare Island Technology Academy meet the expenditure requirements for a recommendation of 100% funding for their non-classroom-based instruction. Based on their reported expenditures on instructional certificated salaries and benefits and instruction-related services, both schools qualify for 0% funding for their non-classroom-based instruction. So regulations does permit this commission to find a reasonable basis or mitigating circumstance by which to make a recommendation other than one that results from the specified expenditure criteria. Specifically, the commission may consider other information provided by the charter school on the funding determination form. This may include documented data regarding individual circumstances of the charter school, such as one-time, unique, or exceptional expenses, or restricted grants of funds. So because they did not meet the expenditure requirements for a recommendation of 100% funding, both schools submitted mitigating circumstances for consideration. Now, prior to jumping into both schools' mitigating circumstances requests, I would like to note that both schools do share the same facility in Vallejo, California. So both MIT Academy and Mare Island Technology Academy cite as mitigating circumstances the fact that they experienced an unanticipated campus closure in fiscal year 21-22 due to the discovery of subsurface mold, which required significant one-time expenditures on mold remediation. So in its review of the funding determination forms for these schools, the California Department of Education did note that both schools had high reserves. So MIT Academy reported total reserves of over $9 million, which made up 133% of their total expenditures. And Mare Island Technology Academy reported total reserves of over $4 million, which made up approximately 82% of their total expenditures. So neither school provided a plan for spending down their reserves on their actual funding determination form. However, the California Department of Education, we did reach out to these schools and ask them about their plans for their reserves. Both schools were responsive and stated that their reserves were intended to be spent on facility construction, and they did provide documentation to support that explanation. So the California Department of Education has determined that the information submitted by both schools does support their claims for mitigating circumstances. The department agrees that the schools need to spend money on subsurface mold remediation was an exceptional one-time expense, evidenced by the fact that the school's campus is open for fiscal year 2022-23, and that they both intend to return to its classroom-based status going forward. Additionally, the schools both provided specific plans for their reserves. Now, because of this, the department proposes to recommend that the California State Board of Education approve both schools' mitigating circumstances requests, as well as approve their determination of funding requests at 100% for 2 years. Thank you for your consideration of this item, and I'm happy to answer any questions the commission may have.
Thank you. So at this time, do any of the commissioners have clarifying questions for McKenna? And again, clarifying is just simply clarity on the information she has just shared with us. They're meant to address uncertainty about that information. All substantive questions, when we start to dig in a little bit deeper, that go beyond addressing any uncertainty about that information should be held until after public comment. So at this time, do any of the commissioners have a question regarding the information that was shared? All right, and seeing none, then I will move on and ask, is there any public comment for item number 1? The operator will notify callers when it is their turn to provide public comment, and it will be limited to 1 minute per speaker. So, do we have anyone on the line?
Yes, we currently have 3 callers in the queue.
All right, let's begin.
Good morning, caller. Please state your name and affiliation for the record. Your time starts now.
Good morning, ACCS commissioners. My name is Kaina Collins, and I'm a veteran charter educator representing the California Teachers Association. CTA would like to express our continued concerns with the funding determination process for non-classroom-based charters. This process is broken and does not provide the level of transparency needed for the commissioners of the ACCS nor the members of the state board to provide appropriate public oversight on these funding determinations. The disconnect between the state level process, the NCB, and the charter authorizer continues to be significant. This disconnect opens the door to bad actors, such as the folks who ran the A3 charters and others who have taken advantage of these loopholes to steal hundreds of millions of dollars in public funds. CTA looks forward to working with the CDE, SBE, and ACCS to fix this broken process. Thank you.
Good morning, caller. Please state your name and affiliation for the record. Your time starts now.
Good morning. This is Nicholas Watson of the California Charter Schools Association. CCSA supports this 100% funding determination for MIT and Mare Island. We'd like to thank the Charter Division staff for all their work on this request.
Good morning, caller. Please state your name and affiliation for the record. Your time starts now.
Good morning. My name is Nick Driver. I'm the superintendent of Griffin Technology Academies. We're the operator of MIT Academy High School and Mare Island Technology Academy. I'm speaking in support of the item and respectfully ask for the ACCS to approve the funding determination request for both schools. We really appreciate the CDE's recommendation for a 100% funding level that recognizes the mitigating circumstances these schools faced last school year. As the recommendation notes, circumstances required these classroom-based charter schools to unexpectedly close their campus and transition to remote learning for a period of time while the school is engaged in mold remediation. We're proud to have provided a distance learning program that was very robust during the campus closure period that kept kids learning and engaged, providing students with all instructional minutes through live synchronous instruction with their teachers. Approving these funding determination requests is important to ensure that in the face of challenging and unanticipated circumstances, that the charter schools are able to retain funding for the last school year to the greatest extent possible for the academic programs they provided. Thank you for your time, and on behalf of teachers, staff, and board members, we ask for your support.
There are currently no callers in the queue at this time.
All right, thank you very much. So at this time, I will open the floor to any of the commissioners who have further questions. Please raise your hand so that I can call on you. And Commissioner Austin.
I'd like to move the motion for approval.
Motion to approve a funding request has been made by Commissioner Austin. Do I have a second?
Second.
And I'm sorry, I missed that. I was trying to change my screen as quickly as possible.
Commissioner Faisal, second.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Commissioner Faisal. So it has been motioned and seconded to approve the funding request. Any further conversation? Then let's go ahead and take a vote. So Commissioner Sever, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Commissioner Faisal?
Yes.
Commissioner Austin?
Yes.
Commissioner Garbalino Mahica?
Yes.
Commissioner King?
Aye.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Farland?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
And I vote aye. So motion passes unanimously for the funding request, excuse me. So at this moment, here's what I will do is I will simply thank the commissioners who are leaving us. Commissioner Faisal, I'm going to thank you for your graciousness and your incredible patience as I stumbled over your name continuously nonstop. And I am deeply grateful for your patience with me. So thank you so much. And thank you for the contributions and the conversations that we've had also. Commissioner Austin up there in deep snowland, I do appreciate the conversations I've had with you and just your passion, as the members stated also, your passion for what you do and your sincerity is great and wonderful. Commissioner Garbalino Mahica, I'm going to see you around often, my friend, and I hope to see that often as we continue to run in the same circles. And I appreciate your support, your moments where you have also taught me and helped me focus as well. And Commissioner Sever, oh my goodness, I want to say, I remember watching you in one of our meetings when we first started doing this virtual thing where we were only supposed to be home for 3 weeks. And one meeting was particularly contentious, and I watched you handle it with this presence. You were never rattled one single time. You were completely focused. And I remember saying to myself, dear God, I hope I never end up being a chair for this committee. This is hard work. And then lo and behold, here I am. And so I am honored to you raised the bar, and it's my desire to continue to hold that bar right where it is. So thank you for all your work in the past as well for these past 7 years. So with that, I appreciate all of you, the work that we've all been doing for the year. It's a wonderful holiday time. However you choose to celebrate it, I hope it's amazing, it's fantastic, it's filled with love, joy, and family to whatever extent you want your family there. And so Have a fantastic rest of this year. Love all of you, and thank you for what you do. This meeting is adjourned. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's and all the rest.